So Sujit, maybe we will start. People can join because
Yeah,
we have a hard stop. So maybe we can you can share the screen.
sure. Oops.
Okay. Welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining yet another interesting, but the topic which has been very popular these days on LinkedIn. That is, how to effectively, get your sales pipeline management with a CRM. So what we're going to do is, in the first phase, we will try to see what are the different aspects of an effective sales pipeline management, and then we will showcase how Oorwin as a solution will help in managing that. So joining me today is Sujit. Sujit is our the product lead for Oorwin CRM. My name is Mahesh Iyer. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer for Oorwin Labs. Um, so I take care of the sales and product sales and support function for Oorwin. So welcome, Sujit.
Hi, Mahesh. It's nice to be here in front of people trying to explore our product and explain about the feature capabilities.
Right. Sujit, you're a product expert, right, in terms of CRM, and you have been designing the AI based solution for Oorwin in terms of how CRM is effectively managed by sales guys. So before we start, how relevant is this topic in today's time, uh, in terms of how to manage effectively your pipeline and how CRM tools enable us to manage these pipeline in a much better manner?
Yes, I think now that different sales people have different sales processes, and it also varies from customer to customer, segment to segment. As in when we see the sales management is becoming complex and complex, for that matter, even for us to manage a sales pipeline is going to be very difficult until unless you have a really nice CRM tool which will help you do that. So Oorwin is exactly solving this very same problem where we are making complex sales pipeline processes easier to track, to analyze, and also to improve. So these are the three main factors that we consider at Oorwin whenever we design any feature for that matter on the CRM aspect.
Okay. So Sujit, what we will do is today I'm going to be the neutral person. I'm going to be telling you my problem. As a sales leader, I have a lot of problems in managing the pipeline,
Mhm.
and I have my way of doing it. But yes, we have seen a lot of CRM tools in the last couple of decades. We have used the best ones, the Salesforce of the world, um, but always there was something which was missing, and we have been as a sales leader, and also a lot of sales manager who are attending the event today, they might be having a question is, how do you manage this pipeline? Because nobody updates the pipeline, nobody tracks the pipeline in a much efficient manner. So let's begin. Uh, maybe we can talk a brief about what is sales pipeline, and most of the time, from the sales leader or a sales manager's point of view, it is very simple. You need to have all your sales in a single solution, where it takes care of all these stages of your sales process. uh, it's not a forecast, everything right from
Exactly.
starting stage to the closure stage, everything is there, whether it is a new sales or a new prospect, or a new lead which has come into the picture. So from the sales side, I can tell you this is what I believe is what sales pipeline is. From the technology point of view, when you are designing a product for CRM, what comes into your mind when you talk about sales pipeline?
So definitely, whenever we design a product, especially in terms of sales, has to be very flexible because everybody has their own way of selling things. And especially when we maintain pipelines, we ensure that we give that level of flexibility for any organization to adapt the feature and then to be able to customize it in the way they want to, but not to have a lot of hassle, as we have already seen big solutions. There are a lot of complex features, and it takes a worthwhile to even customize the solution for their needs. So we have also taken care of those aspects, where we have also made it very simple for any person to customize their sales pipeline workflow, and kind of try to adapt it to their environment.
So very, very interesting. You said a lot of systems are not flexible in terms of managing the workflow. Specifically, I have seen legacy system. I don't want to name them, but yes, those legacy systems, we know that there are certain things which we can do with the workflows. There are sequences which we can follow. There is the deals. There is the opportunity. There's a lot of confusion. And
Yeah.
as a sales leader or a sales manager who are here, they would always have a question: how do you track this, and how do you create a proper workflow? So that is something which I'm sure, like me, everybody is very keen to know, very keen to understand how, uh, what is the problem and how Oorwin is going to solve that problem.
Yeah. So let me tell you, Mahesh, you are at the right place at the right point. So we have the further slides explaining explaining and trying to convey how Urban is trying to solve the same problem, and then we can go by that. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very complex question, right? I mean, it looks. I always believe, during my growing days in sales, um, in fact, I wrote a presentation also that sales is all about method and madness. So, earlier the days when everybody used to have a pink slip, you know, write the pipeline on a pink slip, pick up the phone and start dialing the customer. That used to be the way, sales used to happen. And we never had these complex, workflows, open rate, closure rate, deals, opportunities. So from our perspective, from a layman, I always used to feel, okay, pick up the slip or see it, pick up the phone, talk to the customer, need analysis, and all these jargons started coming in. I'm sure the legacy systems got all of these. Now, a lot of AI-based solutions have started coming and making it more life easier for a lot of sales leaders, sort of sales rep also, because the most tiring job, what a sales rep feel is to fill the details on in the CRM, and they are very lethargic. So you have to be really behind them to actually get the work done. How do you actually get the work done? And what is actually sales pipeline management? I've never been able to understand that.
So basically, sales pipeline management is nothing but to be able to track your sales progress, and then to ensure that every opportunity that you pursue, you take them to closure, and every opportunity is tracked. No opportunity is left behind those thick books, or those web pages where you just have to scroll and scroll and scroll in, and you don't find. So for that matter. As you also mentioned that those were the days when you use sticky notes to track the opportunities or sales,
Correct.
but I should remind you that now the teams are pretty much remote, uh, thanks to COVID, if I should not be, but change even the way people function have also become a lot remote. I mean, from what it was past till now, and exactly Oren is serving the same purpose, trying to address the needs of this hour, ensuring that even remote teams succeed without having to go into a lot of pain of configuring the system altogether. And trust me, Urban has a lot of AI capabilities which will help you. In fact, which will make the life of any sales associate easier in terms of data logging and data tracking. You will definitely love it for the features that I have in the upcoming slides.
Okay. One interesting thing, I mean, I read this HBR survey a long time back,
Mhm.
and it said that, most of the senior leaders in big organizations, large organizations, small or big, they they feel that their sales pipeline is not managed in the right manner. 44% of the executives think that their organization is not they are ineffective at managing their sales pipeline, and that has been the concern of most of the sales leaders. They struggle to get their pipeline in place, ensure that people log their data upright, ensure that there is a proper workflow and sequences managed for emails to go to the customer. The email templates are whether the right templates are there for these sales rep to actually shoot out those emails. So that is something which I would be very keen to understand, because
Mm-hmm.
it's a general perception that 44% people feel that, sales pipeline, if not managed properly, you're not going to get your sales happening. And that's the order of the day today.
Yeah, that's very true because you have huge systems, but you don't have smart systems. Smartness is the one which will actually make the difference. Because when you see huge solutions out there, they are too huge to be managed, and a lot of times managing the system itself is going to be a robust task. And then forget about smartness on top of it. For you to be able to track and manage is going to be taking a lot of time. So exactly that's where we get into Oorwin pipeline management.
Wow. I mean, when I go to my sales rep and I say, these are the stages, you have to put your sales into different stages, qualifying, proposal, commitment, and all. So they immediately, look at me and they said, so much work we have to do. Uh, so does Urwin solve that in making it in much faster and an effective manner?
Yes, definitely Oorwin does that. But looks like there are a lot there are instances where you are trying to fit in everything in one pipeline or one type of workflow. Customization is what you require at that time. It's not that salespeople are resistant to do so. It's because uh, people have not tailored the solution as per their needs.
Okay. So
Yep.
looking forward to more understand more, Sujit.
Exactly. So here we come to the spotlight of today's sales pipeline management with Oorwin CRM. And today we'll be primarily focusing on these features, starting from custom workflows to contact search, task automation, and smart reminder systems. Okay. Okay. So Mahesh, um, so do all of your salespeople work in the same way? Or do you handle all the sales processes in the same way?
Um, yes, I mean, our processes are very simple. We have a different workflow.
Mm-hmm.
We have different regions. See, the best
Mm-hmm.
part is we have different regions. We have the North American region. We have APAC region. So we have to have different workflows in terms of how the leads are assigned, then how the leads are worked, and that's a big headache, because sometimes an American customer who's awake in the night at 9 o'clock, if he's sending a request, it can get automatically, I mean, it will be morning, let's say it's morning for in India, it will automatically get assigned to a rep in India. So there is a lot of confusion. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we are using we used to use one legacy system long time back, and
Mm-hmm.
we used to face these challenges. So
Okay.
how do I solve that?
Does my solution seem any relevant on the screen?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, yeah, I mean, Indian workflow, different industry specific workflow. That
Exactly.
is missing. I have not seen it in most of the legacy systems.
Exactly. Now that you have different opportunities and different leads that you have to tackle, and you have to follow different methodologies and different staging, so you can create different workflows, and you can rightly choose the opportunity or the actual uh, I mean, you can rightly assign the kind of workflow that you want to be a part of. So, likewise, we have created different workflows for serving different needs of the customers. So, right now, if you see, these are the typical stages of workflow, right? What if I said, Mahesh, this question is for you again.
Yeah.
Are you always fine with having this kind of workflow?
See, typical workflow is this. This is what we look at. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes what we do is, let's say it's an enterprise customer, our workflow might change.
Mm-hmm.
A typical SMB customer, my workflow will be different, because For
Exactly.
an enterprise customer, I have to deal it very separate in a different way. The
Mhm,
workflow has to change, the tag has to
mhm.
change because the timeline has to change. The way the workflows is managed has to be changed because from a deal to a close, from a prospect to a closure stage, for an enterprise customer, it might take 4 to 5 months. For an SMB or a small customer, it might happen in a week's time. So we'll have to align our workflow in that manner.
Yeah. So even the stages that I show you right now on the screen are not relevant for all sort of opportunities. So that is where we give the flexibility of configuring your own workflows, your own stages, your own processes. So what I typically meant is you could get your own sales team who is working for different functions or different regions or different industries, and they all can create the workflows of their type. So right now, if you see, I have only six stages there, but I could very well add one more stage saying that CHRO review. If at all you are pitching it to you are pitching an HRMS system to a customer, and if that has to be approved from a CHRO, you can have a stage called CHRO approval. And so likewise, you can actually configure the workflows as per your needs.
So is there any limitations on the workflow?
No. So we support unlimited workflows, but you can certainly not have 5,000 flows.
Absolutely not. It can be very complicated. I'm just very curious because
Hmm.
some industries like we serve a lot of retail and pharma industries also. So where we see a lot of different approvals and a lot of different sections which is required. So that would really help if we have a different workflow there or a
Ex
customizable workflow there. But
yeah.
typically, so I'm asking you from a layman's perspective to a
Mhm.
product guy. Let's say, how does this function in a normal CRM? I mean, forget Oorwin. If it is
Mhm.
any other CRM, what happens differently there?
So for every CRM, I'm not quite sure if every CRM supports you to have the workflows of your kind. And so configuring workflows is not just the USP. We have smart automation, task automation, and reminder system, which
Mhm.
ensures that whenever you configure a workflow and whenever there is an opportunity or a lead which is in pipeline, and if the stages are not being moved, you get alerted.
Okay. And does the solution also give a way to capture a lead? Let's say if it's an automated lead to get captured.
Exactly, exactly. I'll take you to the entire journey of easily capturing the leads,
Okay.
to easily managing task automation, to easily managing reminders.
Okay.
Okay, so this question is for you, Mahesh. How difficult is it for you to find prospects' emails?
Yeah, I mean, I remember in my last organization, we used to spend close to 30 to $40,000 on business intelligence tools. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
this intelligent tool gives you the email address, the phone number. I mean, that has to be separate. You pay for the CRM separate, for the BI tool separate to get you that intelligence of
Mm-hmm.
information. Basically, we used to use a lot of tools like Zoom, Dun and Bradstreet, Hoovers, and all at some point of time. But that is a cost again. As a from a leader's point of view, if I have to look at my PNL again, sales pipeline management is one, but cost of
Mm-hmm.
adding these kind of intelligence tool, if my CRM could give me that information, I'd be more than happy.
Yeah, so exactly that is the pain point that we are solving. So Urwin has a lot of integrations with customer data platforms. So content data platforms, what it means is we internally integrate with different vendors. So you could go to a marketplace and then integrate with the CDP of your choice, and then you could extract the leads right from sitting at the CRM. So you don't have to switch to another system. I don't want to call out names of different customer data platforms, but you don't have to move data from here to there to here. You just have to be focused on the work that you're doing and just go with the options that we have all
Okay.
at one place.
Okay. So
Yeah.
do we get the all the details there? I mean, in terms of the email address, phone number. Let's say, what about LinkedIn
Mhm.
information? Nowadays, everybody is on LinkedIn. Now, that is the biggest intelligence. I mean, data available in the planet now, as far as business is concerned. So
Exactly.
if I see a contact on LinkedIn, let's say,
Hmm.
can
Hmm.
I see information like, I mean, we can only see their profile, but can I get
Hmm.
a contact number? Can I get a details?
Anytime. Obviously, with Oorwin, you can.
So how do you do that? I mean that will be the biggest because half of the time my sales team is on LinkedIn. So I mean they are just researching, they are finding a profile, but sending them a sending them
Mhm.
a request, connect request, and then they coming back and then getting the details. What if they are
Exactly.
able to get their details without even contacting them? Is it possible?
You got to be faster. You got to be on Oorwin.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Sales guy,
exactly.
if he doesn't get the deal now, he's not existing. His deal goes off.
Yeah, so I'll get to that problem. I have that in my mind, but you also mentioned about managing your leads that you have.
Correct.
So it doesn't matter if you have 100,000 leads in your system until
Correct.
unless you're not automating stuff a lot. I mean, you're not automating uh, the processes. So exactly for the same purpose. So we have something called task automation where we have different kinds of tasks. So right now we are only looking at leads tasks. You have opportunity tasks, you have account tasks, so whatnot.
Okay.
So, so what a task automation means is whenever a lead is being created, or for that matter, even whenever a lead stage has been changed. Imagine you are in a situation where you would want to make informed decisions. So whenever there is a stage where you would want to send out a proposal, and before that, you definitely want to get in touch with them personally
Okay.
even before making a deal. So here is how we have got you covered. So we have something called task automation. What it does is it kind of understands when do you want to fire the lead, when do you want to trigger the task automation, be it lead creation or lead opportunity state change, and then you can create a template of your choice, saying that okay, Mahesh, this lead has been moved to XYZ status, and then this is the priority, and this is the due date, and then you could also drop attachments, and then you could also specify conditions to it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is one part of task automation or automating your work as an any I mean for that matter to manage your any opportunities or leads. And the other thing is we also have something called reminders. So
Okay.
let's assume now that teams are more remote and you are quite not sure around who is managing which opportunity unless you are using Oorwin CRM. Okay, but with Oorwin CRM, you would definitely know what is the state of your system. So we have something called reminders. So we have simplest to the the complex reminders that you could have ever imagined. So we have something called document expiry reminder. So imagine uh, uh, if you had a partnership agreement with an organization, and then it kind of expires in XYZ days. So how do you get a reminder on top of it?
Oh,
So
that is very interesting because most of the time we have MSAs and contracts which are going to get expired, and
exactly.
most of the time the sales, unless and until he's a retention rep, guy who's managing both farming and hunting, unless and until he doesn't remember, he will not come to know that his contract is going to get expired. Of course, there are ways to do it, but this is a far better and a faster way, I think so, because if we
Hmm.
know that when this document or this contract is going to get expired, I mean, that's the fastest way. I mean, if we can get a reminder, let's say a month before, so we can be prepared and we can get those things done. So I'm sure we can put timelines into when you want the reminder to come.
Exactly. So yeah. So as I said, we got you covered. So we have a very flexible, configurable, and very practical. For that matter, I don't want to say that we are making very complex reminders. So because end of the day, it's a sales guy who has to consume the platform. So we have always ensured that whatever we build is not just complex, but it's also simple for the end
Okay.
user to consume. So right now, if you look at the reminder, we have the way when you would want this reminder to trigger, who do you want this to do you want this to be scheduled, who all should be notified, and any concerns or content that you would want to add. So you got that covered. So a reminder is not just a reminder, it also gives you context underneath, and it also works the way you want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops. Yeah. This is your favorite part, Mahesh. I think I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. Mail plugins. I mean, yeah, we are using multiple systems. So how do you do that?
Exactly. So the biggest problem with salespeople now is they are using multiple platforms. So what it means is, so they have to move from here and there, and then you have. So there are a couple of CRMs who are just good as CRMs, but the other part of it is actually salespeople consume a lot of other platforms, just not CRM. So email is actually key to it. So we got you covered even there. So we have uh, mail plugin extension through which you can seamlessly, without even having to, type in any of the information, you can click on add contact and here you go. This is what shows up, and the moment you click on save, and it goes just like that into the Oorwin CRM.
Wow.
And let me tell you, it's not just with the email sender. Imagine if you had like BCC, CC, you can add multiple contacts as either your leads or your prospects or whatnot, or your candidate in your system. So you can
Does
do
it,
it,
does
the bulk
it
operation as well.
quick question, does it also track the open rate and close rate? Let's say, does it track like, the mail is gone and, the person has opened it one time, two times. So does that track too?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So if you are using Oorwin campaign management or email services, yes, you can definitely track whether the email has been reached or whether it has bounced, or whether it has been opened. So all these metrics are captured.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
I'm sure it must be a breather for all the
Oops.
sales guys.
Okay. I'm glad you did not see that. Okay. Here you go.
Oh yeah, this is the interesting feature which I would want to know because yeah,
Exactly.
everybody's
So
so we need the details, info,
yeah.
how we get it.
Exactly. So as we know that everybody is on LinkedIn, gone is the Facebook era. I think it's the LinkedIn era where people are trying to be more social on professional
Correct.
platforms,
Sure.
and people are also are open to connect as well. So that is the very nice thing which I've seen on LinkedIn. In Facebook, it was just people were there for different reasons, but LinkedIn people are actually interested in trying to get connected and also to explore.
Okay.
So having said that, your salespeople always have Urwin on their side, and we will not let you down. So we got LinkedIn also covered. We have a LinkedIn extension, Urwin LinkedIn extension, through which you can do a lot of things. But for the scope of this webinar, we will just limit to either you can add contact or add a lead. So you'll see a strip of Urwin strip here. So the moment you install LinkedIn extension and log in, and then bam, so the moment you say add contact, so you can see all that information here. I chose to hide my information.
Yeah, but so quick question. So only if the profile or the
Mhm.
contact connection has got the mobile and the email address that will be there, right? Or by default these days everybody has their mobile number. You're saying?
Yeah, so okay, this is how it works. On LinkedIn, so we also enter privacy settings of users who are there. So what it means is not every time you would be able to find email and contact number. But again, as we said, we got you covered again. So we have integration with content data platforms or customer data platforms. So you see the fetch contact details here, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So the moment you click on it, so we have our content data platform integrations, we can do it. We can do the content data platform integration of your choice, and we can pull in all the relevant information that you require, which is on the open web, and then you can seamlessly add the contact right away from here.
Wow, that's. I mean, this is something. This will be a game changer, I feel, because most of the time the sales rep finds it difficult to get the. I mean, they are connected with everybody, but I'm sure everybody doesn't give the contact details. So even if they are not connected, it's a better way to fetch the contact details and go ahead and prospect them. So this is a feature which I think so my sales team will use it effectively for sure.
I know they're already using it, Mahesh. Okay. So having
So
said that,
yeah, I mean, so these are some of the interesting thing, Sujit. But uh, again, my question from a product perspective, or let's say I'm a manager, I'm a sales manager, and if I have to pick up 3 or 4 points which as a sales manager, why should I go ahead and use Oorwin, and why should my team use Oorwin? What do you think is the strength which we feel people should go ahead and buy Oorwin?
okay. So the I understand the way the problem is coming from. So Oorwin is just built for the people who are open-minded, who are ready to explore, who are ready to experiment. So having said that, so we have ensured that now people are using different platforms to serve different purpose. As I already mentioned, so no matter what sales people use and sales people do, we have every extension built into the system. So I've only shown you now the email and LinkedIn extensions, but there are VoIP extensions, there are mailing extensions. So basically, Urban has native mail sync capability, and we have Power BI capabilities as well, which we did not explore as part of this session because we know people are rushing and we did not want to consume a lot of time. So we have other capabilities as well. So right now you have looked at tracking capabilities and tracing capabilities, and once you look at the reporting capabilities, you'll be just amazed. So sorry, Mahesh, looks like your voice is breaking up a bit.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yeah, I definitely there is a
Is this
latency.
better?
Yes,
Okay. So I think so. Let's leave a couple of minutes so that people can ask their questions. Uh,
definitely. Okay, let's see if we have got any questions.
by the time people type their questions, I have a question for you again. I'm asking a lot of questions. Uh,
Yeah.
um, so if especially I like the intelligence tool. People are investing
Hmm.
close to around 15, $20,000 on BI tool. Uh,
Hmm.
so as of now, are we able to get all the information, or it is only the email addresses as of now we are getting? Because I understand we
Hmm.
get the email addresses and phone number if required, right?
Yes, yeah. So these are the most required and most asked for. So right now we do get email addresses and phone number, but having said that, there might be some limitations. But most of the times you definitely find somebody if at all they are on LinkedIn. You kind of get the information.
Okay. 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 I think so. There are no more questions. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Sujit. If
Thank
anybody
you.
if anybody wants a quick demo of the product, please reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to, showcase the AI tools of Oorwin CRM. Time to move away from the legacy and move to the modern way of managing your pipeline. So thank you everyone. Thanks, Sujit.
Thank you all. Thank you, audience. Thank you, Mahesh.
Thanks.